Yeah, greetings. Greetings and welcome back to the channel. If for the first time you come across my channel, please remember to subscribe. Okay, that's it. Okay, I wanted to talk to you today about the power outages and what is really happening in Europe. I was watching the news and I came across a power outage in Spain, and a lot of people in Europe and even other places believe that this would never happen to them. But if you want to see, I have a few videos I did about 8 to 10 months ago, somewhere near there, about disaster preparedness and how to prepare for disaster. So if you want to see those videos, because I will not repeat the process here, is to click over here and watch the clip, or wait until the end of this video. Then I will put it in the end screen so that you click on the end screen and go and watch it. I have a disaster or emergency playlist. So you just wait till the end, you click on one of the window and you go and watch the disaster or the emergency playlist, where I have 3 videos on how to prepare for disaster. No, that's it. I don't know if you see behind me that white mark there. There's a lot of things going on that we don't know about and that people do not talk about in the public domain. Let me reverse a bit. I'm sure you could see it at the beginning of the video. If you didn't see it, you go back and look. And there is at the end. As I said before, sometimes these things might be me. See? Right over here. These things might be me. But it was on the news also, which I will also play a little clip here. So let me stop and then come back. I'll play a clip here so that you will understand what I'm going to talk about.
Well, we've just learned that the United Kingdom is about to start experiments in solar radiation management, and this gives rise to some concerns. And the first one is consent. I didn't give consent for this, and I suspect you didn't give consent for this. And if you're living in the United States or Canada or Australia, you certainly didn't give consent for this. And I haven't been informed. So we don't have the informed consent that we would like. Now, the thing about this so-called solar radiation management is it dims the amount of sunlight that gets to the Earth. It's reducing the amount of incident solar radiation. And of course, all our food depends on incident solar radiation from the sun. Now, there's been a lot of reaction from you and from many others on the internet, although not on mainstream media very significantly at all, as far as I can see, about concern about these sun dimming experiments that are about to happen in the United Kingdom, we believe, sponsored by the UK government, so-called solar radiation management. Now, it turns out that the funding for this is coming from a group called Advanced Research and Invention Agency, which is part of sponsored by the UK government, and I'm going to show you a bit more about that in a minute. And they actually say on the government websites that this is to basically pay for and sponsor high-risk research.
Now let me play you the news clip, and then we come back and have a talk at the end and explain how the two is related.
Spain and Portugal have been hit by massive power cuts. Trains stopped, planes were grounded, and there was chaos on the roads as traffic lights failed. Internet and mobile phone networks are down. Shops and businesses were plunged into darkness, and there's been panic buying. Well, it isn't yet clear what has caused the blackouts, but a cyber attack appears to have been ruled out. This report from Ellie Price.
Tonight, it's not as dark as many had feared it could be, for this street in Madrid at least.
An hour and a half ago, the light's back, but there are certain neighbourhoods in Madrid that haven't done it. It's been a bit of a fearful day, but now it seems that all is over.
But earlier, this was the metro system in Porto. A similar picture in other big cities as the outage hit Spain and Portugal, as well as parts of southern France this morning. Back in Spain, locals helped stranded passengers as trains literally stopped in their tracks, the entire rail network ground to a halt. This one midway between Seville and Madrid. For those who chose to drive, more misery. This is what happened as soon as the traffic lights stopped working. The centre of Madrid quickly grinding to a standstill.
I don't understand anything. I just don't know who to turn to. My daughter's in Barcelona about to give birth. We're going to miss the train to get there and see her.
There were flight delays, cancellations and frustrations in both countries, though Lisbon Airport was the worst hit.
Currently expecting to have to stay in Lisbon overnight, but I have no idea if I can actually even book a hotel because currently places can't take any payment.
Lack of phone signal quickly became problematic for everyone, with businesses shutting up shop, unable to keep the lights on or take card payments, which then meant people rushed to take out cash. Where retailers could stay open, shoppers came to get what they could, the shelves emptying quickly in some areas. The Portuguese government has ruled out a cyber attack, but tonight Spain's Prime Minister said all causes would be investigated as he asked people to only use their mobile phones responsibly. But tonight the Spanish government says less than half of the country's energy demand has been recovered. Portugal's main power operator has said it could take a week to return to full normality. Ellie Price, BBC News.
But in the 21st century, electricity grids are more vulnerable than they were because of the risks from cyber attacks, extreme weather caused by climate change, and the lower resilience of new ways of generating electricity like wind and solar. And the fail-safe mechanisms mean that when things start to go wrong, there can be a domino effect and a whole network can go down. Spain and Portugal seem to have narrowly avoided that. And restarting a network from zero generation, what's called a black start, can take several days. And our reliance on electricity means that, as we've seen in Spain, traffic lights, petrol stations, railways and airports quickly stop working. Cash points and payment systems can fail, leaving people without a way of buying food. And if the power cut lasts for more than a few hours, mobile phone networks, the internet and even the television networks can fail. Hospitals should keep working with their backup generators. This worst-case scenario would leave people without food or water and with no way of getting information about what to do. So although a massive power cut is very unlikely here, the risk is no longer zero, and according to the government's official risk register, the effect would be catastrophic. That's why 2 years ago the government started encouraging households to keep an emergency kit at home, with a torch with spare batteries, a radio that works without mains power, and enough tinned food and water to last a few days.
So this is related to two things that's happening that some people might think that is not related. There was on the news, or I watched somewhere, where British government is going to participate in a scientific experiment. According to them, it's because of global warming, where they're gonna dim the sun. So I don't know the name of the thing, but as I said, I will play a clip where they are gonna be experimenting on dimming the sun. And I believe that all this thing is related. The power outages and everything. It's an experiment. You might not believe that these things will happen in real life. You might not believe that they will go as far. But trust me when I tell you that it's better to prepare for disaster than not to be prepared. If I imagine there is a blackout or the power go out, like it went out in Spain. Imagine that go out in the UK. Now imagine this. Imagine it go out in the winter time. You are not prepared. I am not prepared. So I think we should start storing just enough for maybe 3 days. Water, food, and power. So as I said before, you can go and watch those videos, or if you don't mind and you don't have the time to go and watch those videos, I could put a small clip here and there in this video or in another video if that's what you want. But I am reiterating that there is a coming, and if you and I are not prepared, then we'll be caught in the middle of the storm. There is something brewing. I might be some people might call me a conspiracy theorist, but there's something brewing in the air, and my advice to everyone is it's better to prepare and nothing happen than not to be prepared and it happen. I would suggest prepare for 3 days of disaster in the future, whether near future or far future. Find stuff that is able to be preserved for up to 6 months or 3 months or 1 year. And what you can do with those stuff is to just near to the expiry date, you will use those stuff. Someone vlogging as well. Let me show you. Vlogging place. Hopefully you can see it. There's a lady over there doing her vlogging. But what I'm really trying to say is, majority of the people do not understand and are not having the, or don't have the time to check these things. So what I'll just do is to put compile all this information into this one video so that you can see what is taking place. You can do a little research for yourself, and then you can make your own decision. There's a lot of things that they're doing in terms of experimenting on the weather that we don't know about, and these any type of experimentation do have effect, because to every cause, to everything that people do, there is cause and effect in everything that is done in terms of experimentation. So it can be, or it might not be, the effect from the experiment. But as I said before, it's better to be prepared. This Larry pass with all this noise. I'm trying to bring you this information while walking around on the street. So because I can't focus properly when I'm sitting down indoors to really think. So when I walk around and the fresh air and things like that, my mind kind of open up better, and then I can speak about the things I wanted to speak about, because I do not make any notes. Well, sometimes I do, but on this occasion I do not have any notes. So I wanted to just talk to you and talk to the camera in a very organic way, so that we can check the things them. Yeah, so go and prepare yourself a couple of thin stuff, maybe a couple of dry stuff. Even the best thing to have at hand, because this will be an emergency, is to have water, food, and energy. So that's my 3 things that I think that you should be prepared, you should have and be prepared in this coming emergency. It would be better if it don't happen, but just to be on the safe side, it is best for you to be prepared just in case. After 3 months, you can dispose whatever you've prepared so far and replenish it. So you use that. So after every 3 months, you use what you have and then replenish it depending on the expiry date of the items. But I would prefer you check your stock between every 3 to 6 months. And I am continue to repeating this. Please, please go and watch my my playlist on emergency or disaster preparedness playlist, because that will give you a full breakdown of things you need to have in case of a disaster. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe and be prepared. Have a wonderful day. Adding to the thing, people are not subscribed. Please subscribe, and the subscription